Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
Good morning and welcome to TERRA Home. I'm Leslie Stewart. I'm here with Chef Chris Haworth, and we are at Spencer's at the Waterfront, and this is just such a great place to be. And we are talking about a really interesting event. You like to have some sort of focus events sometimes and special suppers, and this is hard cider tasting dinner. Yep. This is kind of fun. Now, this is something, you know, again, over in Britain, we were talking, you know, everybody drinks, people love their hard ciders.
They do indeed.
Not as popular here, but kind of starting to make their way.
It's definitely bubbling under the surface here in Ontario. It's like where the wine industry was maybe 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Cider is big in the rest of the world, massive in France, Spain, Europe, Britain. But here, it's like just coming through the surface. So yeah, it's perhaps where the wine industry was 10, 15 years ago.
Sure.
It's coming.
Sure.
But it's not quite mainstream yet.
Yeah, because you had one of these dinners last year.
We did indeed.
Huge success.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you had about 4 ciders on board, sort of, and now
4
you're...
cideries.
Yeah, cideries, yes. Yeah. Right, and now you have more coming through.
Now, this year we have 10 cideries.
Nice.
So it's going to be big, massive. It's grown so much, and we're very pleased to be hosting an event again.
I kind of like the idea of this whole thing because, you know, obviously as you're mentioning wineries, people are used to pairing food with wine, right. But now we're talking cider. So as a chef, your approach, is it, you know, I mean, obviously there are different tasting notes within wine, so there must be within cider.
Absolutely. Different nuances in the ciders, from different apples that you put into your cider, from like different yeast that you use, even terroir, different areas of Ontario.
Okay, yeah.
It creates different flavors.
Okay, so...
And obviously different styles as well, like
right.
champagne styles to ice ciders. So yeah, it's very versatile.
And that's so let's talk a little bit about some of the ciders, because there are such different ones, and as you say, some of them are sparkling, which is kind of a neat sort of approach.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at some of them here. What you know, take us through you know, some of the different ones.
Absolutely. So where we have these. The front here, this is British. There's a pear cider there, which is also known as Perry in the UK. The Twin Pines there is in Ontario. Kind of like Strongbow. I like to say it's like a Strongbow kind of style.
Okay, yeah.
Like everyday drinking pub style.
Right, right.
And then next to these guys, you have 2 wine styles. So these are like 10%. One is from Ontario Spirit Tree. It's a rosé, so it has a rose tint in the glass. It's made of crab apples.
Oh, okay.
And then next to there we have ice ciders, which are made in the same
Yeah, they totally
method.
look like an ice wine, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then next to those guys we have champagne style, so it's very versatile.
Oh wow, I love that.
Drink for every occasion, and then not forgetting the one at the back, the big
Yeah,
boy.
okay, let's talk about this big guy in the back.
Yeah,
he looks
that's my
special.
pride and joy. I actually have quite a few more liters fermenting away somewhere.
This is something you put together yourself.
Absolutely. This is 100% golden russet. So yeah,
now,
it's almost there. It's still bubbling a little bit.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, you know, the alcohol levels. So our ciders generally have pretty high alcohol content, right?
Well, if you ferment an apple out to its true strength, it'd probably come out somewhere between 6 and 8%.
Okay.
But some people like a lighter style cider, like 5%, just like beer. They're competing with the beer market. But the champagne styles are like 8%, so it's a little lighter, a little bit more refreshing.
And then there's yours.
Summertime patio. And then there's my bad boy, which is we don't want to talk about. Yeah, it's probably 9% mine, which is natural. There's no sugar at it.
That's so cool.
It is what it is. Yeah.
And we were, you know, talking earlier too that it's really actually this is a drink that people who have celiac disease can drink because they're gluten free.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of nice because people are always looking for a drink.
To beer, and we have so many people with gluten allergy come into this restaurant.
I bet.
It's a great alternative.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this dinner itself, and what I mean. Obviously, you're pairing throughout the course of the evening.
Yeah.
What is one of the dishes you're going to be making?
Okay, so one of the dishes is we're going to do a scallop dish with pork belly, Brussels sprouts. Going to fry the Brussels sprouts nice and crispy.
Nice.
Maitake mushrooms, and the sauce is like it's like a chicken gravy kind of thing. Chicken gravy with burnt brown butter.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It sounds a little crazy, but it's good.
Well, that's the thing. You know, you always sort of take a different twist on some of the
we don't
the
like
good
to do
classics.
things normal.
You know, and I love that.
We
though,
do, but
right?
we don't. We like to have like the basics there, but people can.
But it's not
do
too far out
adventures.
there, right?
Oh, no.
That's what's great about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're grounded. We're grounded.
It's not. Now we're getting into a crazy molecular blah blah blah. Right.
Yeah,
we're getting into.
We delve a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah, not too much.
So let's show me how you would prepare this particular
I'll
dish.
start cooking. So,
Okay.
These are sea scallops. Mm-hmm. These are East Coast sea scallops. I'm just gonna cut them in half.
So now, with this particular dish, what are you thinking? Which particular cider are you thinking you would pair with
Well,
it?
that's it. I'm still waiting for the ciders to come back to me as to
So you're kinda-
what they have. So
Yeah.
I'll see what comes back. But
Okay.
I'm thinking like some sparkling, bubbly.
Yeah.
Nice. Like to play off the nuances of the scallop. Nice acidity. Okay, let's hope this pan is up to heat.
It's the hard part,
We like
right?
it hot.
Especially when you're.
We like it hot.
Now I know that you often have a sort of a scallop pork belly type.
Oh, we do.
Dish
yeah,
here,
it's kind
but
of
you
we
just
went
change it.
Asian with it, like the last menu, and this menu is very much. It's kind of similar to this dish what we're doing right now. It's an apple and onion puree. It goes on the base of the plate
Which works nicely with the cider, right?
with the cider. And let's see if I got the correct heat here.
That's the hard part about television, right? Is trying to,
That's it. So
to
there's
cook
some
on
heat.
a little bit of heat.
That's good. Just gonna caramelize these. Got a nice golden brown color. Pork belly goes in at the same time. This pork belly
That's
has been
perfect.
previously braised.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that looks amazing. Okay. So as you're preparing this, and we should talk about the dinner itself. So people come in, nice little reception, and then literally they're sitting down to some nice sort of a variety of courses, right?
So what happens is we take over the observatory next door, and we're going to set it up so all the cideries that are involved, the 10 cideries, will have their own space, their own area. So there'll be, as you come in, there'll be tastings of each of the cider. You'll work your way around, as well as Craig, our sommelier here, who'll be doing a cocktail, which apparently went down really well last year. I didn't get one personally, but this year I'm going to get one.
The chef is like hiding in the back, never gets one, right?
He doesn't get one. So we're going to do cocktails and cider tasting in the observatory, and then everybody comes through to the dining room. The dining room, it's a special occasion, so it's a sellout. We totally transform the restaurant. It's
nice.
Like really, really good.
I love it.
And we sit down, have a 6-course tasting menu paired with different ciders, and as the different cider comes out with a different course, there's going to be as a different cider comes out with a different course, there's going to be the ciders, the guys. Wow, I've lost
Just
it.
pairing up, right? And so basically, that's what I like about the whole thing is that as you're serving each one, you're getting paired up with a cider, right? So along the way. So, oh, that looks good. That's like crisping up nicely. So I know we're running out of time because that's just the element of the whole thing. So we're going to let you finish that up, and basically, again, the email address here is spencers.ca, right? And people can also call as well and inquire about tickets. I mean, this sells out quickly, so I know that you're kind of trying to hopefully have more events coming up. But it sounds like it's very fun, and I'm seeing the event, so I'll be here as well. And
That's
I'm
very
looking
true.
forward to
Yeah,
it,
we're looking forward. We're excited about that.
So, all right, thanks again to Chef Haworth here at Spencer's at the Waterfront. It's going to be a wonderful cider tasting dinner. Now we're moving on to Paint It Like New here in Burlington.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to Terra at Home, and now we're at a really neat little place here in Burlington called Paint It Like New. We're here with the owner-operator, Janet Hamilton, and what a cool spot. Fairly new business, but really have it basically exploded at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it's done well. Thank you.
And it's kind of neat, right? So we're kind of edging along, getting closer to spring, and people, this is probably a really great time of year for you, where people are just really itching for change and new and fresh, right?
Yeah, totally.
So that's what your business is about. Explain what you do.
Yeah. Well, the biggest part of our business is paint it like new, and people bring their indoor-outdoor furniture. So the outdoor furniture gets really big, getting into the warmer months.
Yes.
Also, their kitchen doors, bathroom doors, great way to refinish them, very inexpensive. And we sand them, prep them, clean them, prime them, and then spray them in whatever color they want by Benjamin Moore.
Nice.
So yeah, it's beautiful.
Which is kind of cool, because a lot of people want to do this stuff, but when it becomes a project of your own, you sometimes just never get around to it, right? Because you just explained, I mean, those are a lot of stages there.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to take it off its hinges, and you got to, whether it's furniture, whether it's a door.
Yeah.
But here, just drop it off to you, and
they do.
You guys, I guess you can sit around, look. I guess you were mentioning Benjamin Moore, so you can talk about the colors and go through what I guess they maybe discuss, decor with you and what you think would work.
They do sort of like to get our opinion on colors.
Sure.
Colors are very personal though, and we may look at the same color and see something slightly different. So it's very important that they sample those paint chips in their own space, look at them with their soft furnishings, their pillows, their blankets and that, because this really is an opportunity to totally customize to what you like. Some people do like to work with a decorator. The decorator will help them pick colors, and then they come in and make the final choice on sheen.
Oh, okay.
And let everybody else do the rest.
Okay, well that makes sense then, right?
Yeah.
Too, that helps when you have a decorator to kind of get you there as well, right?
Totally.
So, we'll also talk about the fact that you, in this area where we are now, when you walk inside your business, you had pieces on display and people wanted to buy them.
Yes. Yes. And it was very difficult because we had these set displays that were seasonal, and so finally I bit the bullet and we started to sell them. So you can visit our website, which is paintitLikeNew.com, and then click on the upcycle button, and you'll see a beautiful selection, galleries of pieces that both are in their raw state, so you can pick whatever color, as well as some of the pieces we have actually already chosen some colors.
Okay, so that's a nice idea too.
People.
So some of the pieces you haven't done yet, so people can customize them from there.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's again saving people stages as well, when they can just actually buy one that's already done too.
Yes. Well, not everybody can envision it in a new color, so we decided it was better to choose some colors for those people. And we pick very neutral colors. We do have a couple chairs in the showroom that you see in great neutrals. One of the fabrics we've chosen we've upholstered seats even, is a bit more of an unusual fabric, and then the other one's a bit more of a neutral. So it fits into most people's homes and their tastes.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about sometimes when you have a focal point, you can go wild and crazy with some piece.
Yes.
If you keep a lot of your house neutral, then you can have some of those feature pieces, right?
Good choice.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit maybe about behind me here, and give people an example of sort of some of the things that you can do with pieces.
Well, part of our showroom really is to inspire people. So a lot of people have unusual pieces. They may not really, think about doing something, but these are two antique table leaves that I purchased at an antique market. And these can actually be installed as a shelf. We did actually put a piece on the very back, so you could hang them as a hall table, or you could use them as we have on a beautiful island, display a table, or a plant rather, or a cookbook. You could also use it on your buffet table and tier up your beautiful platters, or your cupcake platter. So it's really kind of a neat way to use. Otherwise, these would have gone into the dump, I'm sure.
Isn't that amazing though? I mean, so you guys are probably really helpful to people, to help people think out of the side of the box as well, right? I mean,
I hope so.
the fact that this used to be a table, I mean, people wouldn't ever can even imagine, right? But I mean, you've probably even along the way, even more and more have opened up your eyes and thought, wow, I can do anything with anything, right? Those pieces, sometimes people live at the side of the road and you're like, I'm
definitely
gonna take that.
Yes, and we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We also have another hall table. I took antique corbels. They're from the East Coast, a building that was getting demolished, and this antique dealer saved them. So we took those. One set is a little bit more unique, and we sprayed them up in a light color, and we installed a beautiful piece of granite from a local granite company, Custom Granite, and it was an offcut, so we just cleaned up the edges and we installed it.
Beautiful.
Another set of corbels, I could really envision them being on a beautiful bookcase or on a mantle and using them as bookends. So kind of another unique way
creative.
of using the corbels.
And again, that's a great thing, is that you can can paint them black, you can paint them red, orange, whatever.
Definitely.
Make them a feature
Definitely.
piece.
Use a trend color. You know, orange is very popular this year, so you know, 1 or 2 pieces in orange. It's not a huge commitment. So another great way. We also have a couple of antique ladders. One's an apple picking ladder from the Niagara Peninsula.
Love it.
And we've displayed that with some great blankets and books, and you could loop your magazines over the rungs. So it's great in a family room. And then we have another sort of typical ladder, wooden ladder, but we sprayed it up in red, so very vibrant.
Oh, I love this. That's
and
so nice.
Beautiful in a small apartment where you don't have a lot of storage, or in a cottage if you're looking for unique display.
Right.
So we put a few pieces on it again to show beautiful tea towels and colander and cookbooks and things. So. Another very unique way to use the ladders, and again, you can have fun with color.
Yeah, I like that idea too, because especially when you're seeing a lot of people now, particularly as you move east of us, you know, towards Toronto, a lot of condo living going on, small spaces. So you have to think sort of outside the box again on how you use your space.
Yeah.
Right. So you have ideas for that.
And character. It adds a little bit of character. Yeah.
Yes.
So instead of buying, you know, your typical bookcase and lining it up with all your cookbooks, you could certainly use the ladder as a really unique way of displaying.
You also had a door you're mentioning as well.
Yeah. We only managed to do one thing with the door. I'm still looking for another door, but what we did was spray up the door black. It had beautiful hardware. The handle was missing, but the back plate was still quite beautiful. And what we've done is put on some beautiful photographs that mean a lot to us, and some botanical postcards. So you could do a lot of unique postcards from your travels. Be great in an office, kids' room, display all their awards. But you could also get a beautiful door, cut it out, and have mirror installed for a big, massive mirror in your dining room.
I love it. Oh, it's so fun. There's so many possibilities. So just to wrap it all up, if someone wants to, they have a piece and they're just sick of it and they want to get some inspiration from you, how do they do it? Just come in, bring it in?
Totally. You can also visit our website. We have lots in our gallery from Paint It Like New. We share everybody else's inspiration stories, as well as our upcycle page has got a lot of really great pieces in there.
Okay.
And by all means, email us and tell us what you have, and maybe we can come back with some ideas for you.
I love it. So your email address again is?
paintitlikenew@bellnet.ca.
Perfect. And again, it gives people a great inspiration just by looking on your website alone. And then I already am in here thinking, oh wow, there's just so many options. So, and it's perfect moving this time of year into spring. So thank you so much for having us into your space.
Thank you.
All right, more TERRA Home after this quick break. Please stay with us.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home, and we're back with Chef Rachel, and we're making a perfect dish for this time of year. Again, just a nice kind of feel-good dish, right? Which we love to eat this time, because you're not going to eat this in the middle of August, let's face it.
No. Baked pasta. Baked pasta with cheese.
Okay.
We're going to add in some cauliflower and asparagus too.
Perfect.
Make it a little healthy.
Well, yeah, and you know what? And also, it's good for kids too, right? Because if you need to, you can talk them into eating pasta and cheese, but you need to sometimes have talk them really into eating the vegetables. So if we incorporate that in there, then they'll come across it and hopefully eat it.
I think so.
All right. So what kind of pasta are you using?
Right. So I'm using fusilli pasta. So it's a spiral. And I've cooked that actually.
Okay, good.
Already, just because it takes about 10 to 12 minutes. Cook your pasta according to the directions on the package, whether it be dry or fresh. So we've got that cooked. It doesn't have to be cooked perfectly because it's going to go back in the oven too. So if it's a little underdone, that's okay.
That's probably maybe the way to go, right? I know sometimes when people bake the pasta afterwards, if they've overcooked, or cooked it to it's really soft, it kind of gets mushy, right, after you bake it. So
al dente. Cook it al dente, exactly. And we're going to put it in the oven. So I have my broiler preheating to about 450, or if you have a temperature, you can set it to 450. If not, just high.
Okay.
So that's ready to go. Also, I've already cut up my cauliflower into small pieces. Same with the asparagus. The stalks just cut into maybe 3 or so, and blanch them. So blanching vegetables is really easy. Just like your pasta, a pot of salted water, bring it up to a boil. Throw your cauliflower in. Takes about 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay, and then drain it.
So you want to make sure that they've cooked a little bit before you're adding them to this.
Yeah, exactly. So same with the asparagus, just because it's not going to cook very long in the oven, so you want to make sure that they're.
I'd like to
basically
you've
fully
used
cooked.
really tiny little asparagus too, not the big coarse ones, right?
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, sometimes you can't help but find those. But,
Right.
Okay.
Actually, when I was getting those, I had the choice, so I prefer the smaller ones as well.
Now,
Personally.
could you use frozen vegetables in this dish?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no
you just have to
reason-
make sure I think drain them properly, right? So they're not too watery. And I think that's that's happened.
Thaw
People-
and drain before you use
Okay.
them, but yes, of
Okay.
course, if you have some in the freezer.
Okay.
So the main thing here, after you've got your vegetables and your pasta already, is just preparing the sauce. So,
But that's the best part. Just a big pot of cheese sauce.
yeah. Now I have the milk on the stove right now. So this is about 3.5 cups of milk. You just want to keep that, a low heat, but you want to what they call scald it. Okay, so you just want to get it nice and warm, not burnt or bubbling, but
So scalding,
just-
not burnt.
right. Yeah. Isn't that funny?
It's easy to burn milk, though. It is, and then it doesn't taste very good.
Yeah, that's true.
Done it.
The term is called scalding, but yeah,
Right.
you just want it on a low heat.
Yep.
You want to warm it up, right? But like I said, be careful not to burn it. If it's on a low heat, you should be fine. But basically, we're just warming it up.
Okay.
You'll know it's where it should be when the bubbles form around the edge like that.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have another pot. Now, when I'm making a cheese sauce, I like to start off with a roux. That's the way that I do cheese sauce. I think it works best. Roux is very simple to do, and it's a good base for basically any sauce that you want to do. So equal parts butter and flour. Okay, so have about, let's see, this is about 3 tablespoons of butter. Now I had this pot heating up.
Yeah. So you have to. Once the pot's hot, right? You have to be careful you don't burn the butter, right?
Right. So this is a little golden. That's okay.
That's okay.
So we'll do equal parts butter and flour. And you want to cook a roux always on a low heat. Okay. So you just put the flour in right with that.
So butter first, flour second, and you're just
Yeah.
trying to create like a sort of a nice soft paste, right?
Right. Yeah. So
And this is basically a thickening agent, right? This is how you're kind of.
yep, that's
Oh.
exactly what it is. I'm just going to add a little bit more butter here.
Okay.
But yeah, basically you want it to be nice and smooth, not very lumpy, and yes, it's going to help to thicken
Okay.
the rest of the sauce. So you just want to cook that on low heat for a minute. See the consistency of that, how it's not very lumpy, but it's nice and thick. And then to that, we will add in our milk.
Okay.
And so you want to add that in slowly.
Right, and that's the way it does it. It's not lumpy, right? I find
Right.
people making cheese sauces. This is the hardest part. You're trying to keep it smooth.
Exactly.
Okay, so slowly adding milk.
So we'll get this off. Make sure that's low. Yeah. So just a little bit at a time, and we'll whisk.
Okay.
Now, once enough is incorporated, that you see it start to,
Kind of break
Thin out.
up and thin out.
then you can just add the rest in. So it's going to kind of stay lumpy like that for a bit. Whisk a little more. So this is something that you kind of have to tend to.
I was going to say, I think you have to keep on it. You get used to it. Once you're making this, you kind of get used to the process, right? And then it's a lot easier to do.
Yeah. It's very simple to make a roux if you have the right instructions. Okay, so see that's starting to.
Okay, so now once you get to the right consistency of this,
Yep.
then what are the next steps?
The next step is just to add in the cheese.
Okay, now you have sort of a mix of cheese here.
So that is cheddar, smoked cheddar actually.
Ooh.
Some Gouda.
Good idea.
And some Swiss.
Okay, so you're going to give more of an intense flavor to this.
Yep. So that's
Obviously,
my
if you have kids who
combination.
just really like mild cheese, and you could just use a mild cheddar, and they're fine with that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good.
So we also have some Parmesan as well that we're going to add in.
Okay.
So we add that in kind of when all this milk is incorporated and we have a nice sauce,
Okay.
we can mix that all in.
Okay.
Let me just, sorry, I'm just gonna.
Sorry, I'm pushing
no,
you
that's
along.
okay.
That's television for you.
I need to add a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what we can do, you can add in to that big bowl there the cauliflower, the asparagus. We'll put the pasta in there.
Okay.
We'll mix that all together. When the cheese sauce is all cooked up, we'll add that in as well.
Okay.
And then we can mix it all up, put it in our casserole dish
Okay, I'm
to go
going
in
to
the
grab
oven.
the pasta right behind you here. So I'm going to put all that in there.
Yep.
All right.
There's
I just want to make
there
sure I
might
don't
be
get
a
the
little
water,
bit of
right?
water in there.
Okay. Good. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to put this together, and we have to put it in the oven, right?
Yes.
And oh boy, it's going to be wonderful when we return with more Terra at Home.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to Terra at Home, and Chef Rachel has just put the finishing touches and pulled this wonderful, wonderful dish out of the oven.
Thank
and
you.
we're all just, our tummies, it smells so good. This is definitely
Thank you.
comfort food, right? So again, this is a nice cheesy pasta bake that you made.
Yep.
Some good vegetables you've added in there.
Yes, some asparagus and cauliflower. So I had you mix that up with the pasta.
Right.
When the cheese sauce was done, we added in the 3 cheese blend and the Parmesan cheese, mixed it all together, and then you just pour it into your casserole dish. I sprinkled some Italian breadcrumbs on top,
Yep.
a little bit of melted butter, and just under the broiler for about 5 minutes or so, and you can see that it's browned nicely.
That's the thing, it's already, everything's already cooked by the time you put it in there, right?
Yeah.
So it's just about warming it up and making it brown. Of course, the nice little topping makes
Yeah.
it have a nice
Exactly.
sort of appeal too, right? It looks good. Okay, so are you going to serve it out?
We'll
Now,
dish this
again, this is also a great thing to have while you're, with a side salad, something like that, right? So you
Yeah,
can,
of course.
you're getting some more vegetables as well, right?
Right.
It's a great way to sneak in the vegetables, as we were mentioning earlier, for the kids too.
And of course you can always use, you were saying frozen vegetables or any leftover vegetables that you have as well.
Yep.
To use that up, and then it saves you a step. They're already cooked
Yeah, exactly.
in your fridge, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you get a lot of frozen vegetables. They're great for throwing in soups and stuff, but casseroles as well. So, yeah, this looks
Nice big
really,
portion for you.
really good. And again, so of course we were mentioning that, you can always check out these recipes on our website at terragreenhouses.com. All of Rachel's recipes are on there. So, and it's nice because you make things look really easy. And again, this is a perfect comfort food for people this time of year.
Yeah.
And
You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Love it, love it, love it. Again, our show always airs, of course, 5 a.m. on Saturday mornings, and it's been fun hanging out here with you, Rachel.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Can't
I
wait
hope
to
you
see what
enjoy
you
it.
make for us next time. I'm going to give it a whirl.
Thank
This
you.
is us signing off here. Terra at Home. Have a good one.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.